Okay, so welcome back, guys. Welcome to our session. So here we will be discussing about the working with the Excel sheets. So now I told you, right? So we will be creating an Excel sheet, and into the Excel sheet we will be having a few data and how to read that particular data and how to write the data into the Excel sheet. So this is what we wanted to see it. So now this is the Excel data which we have been created for this. So now if you see here, it is very simple, means whatever the things you wanted you can write it in the in different formats. So now here we can write it the first name. So these are all the data we'll be having it, and this is the second column, third column. So hope you clearly know, right? So these are all our columns, and these are all our rows. Now these all are rows, and each one entity is called as a cell. So now if I wanted to read this particular cell, so you will be knowing that this is a A2, and this is A6, this is A10, and this is a B7, and then this is a C7. So now according to the column name, so we will be saying that the cell value over here. So that is how what it will display here. But when we are trying to read it from the Java, or when we are trying to read it, so it will be having row comma cell. Always you remember that row come first, RC. So now you need to remember that R means row, C means column. So first row will come and then cell will be coming for us. Now, what is a row of this one? What is a row of this one? What is a row of this?
Two. Two. Second row.
First row. That's a first row. So always it start with the index of 0. Zeroth row, first row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, like that. So index start with 0. Even for the column also index start with the 0. Now what you need to do is, so if I wanted to have this one is, so we will be saying that first 1 comma 0, and this is 1 comma 1, this is 1 comma 2. So now if you given 1 comma 2, I'll be getting this particular value. Means whichever the cell value which you wanted to have it, so that we will be giving that particular value, so that we can iterate for this. Okay, so this is a simpler Excel sheet. I don't want to make it everything complicated. Here we have been written a simple Excel sheet, and in this simple Excel sheet I wanted to read the data from this particular Excel sheet which we wanted to do it. When we when we plan to do read the particular test data, here we will be having three options to do this one. So now the three options for this particular Excel sheet reading. Now, what are the three options which we can do is direct, we can use the Apache, um, Apache Poi. Okay, so Apache Poi is one of the famous library. So with this particular help of this particular library, we can read all this particular data and then we can use it. And this means this particular library will help us to read the data, and the same thing, write the data into the Excel sheets. Okay, so now if you wanted to read the data and then write the data into the Excel sheet, so this library will be helpful for us. And second thing is Philo. So Philo is also one of the library. So this library helps to read and write the data into the Excel sheet. But what is the difference between this and this one is, this Philo library will treat the complete Excel sheet as a DB. So the fastness of reading the data and then writing the data into that one, it would be much more faster, and it is very much easier to implement also. To read the data and write the data into this one, into the Excel sheets, with the means it will treat them as a DB. So this is the second library which we prominently used. And the third one is with the data providers. Where we'll get the data providers? Data providers at where we'll get data
Distance.
providers?
Distance.
TestNG. In the TestNG, we'll have the data providers. What is the advantage of the data providers? If I have multiple sets of data, for example, I have 100 rows of line. So what it will means, how the data providers will run for us? So when we are discussing this one in the TestNG, we have been discussed about this particular data providers. So how to define the data providers and how to use this particular data providers, we have been seen it, right? In the same file, you can define it, or you can define it into another class file, and then you can call this particular data providers, and it will be returning us in a two-dimensional array. So what is the advantage of using the data providers is, so there is no need to iterate, or there is no need to write the for loop for that. If I have 100 rows, by default it will read that data, and then it will iterate the data and it will give it to us. So anyways, I'll not get into this one into the details, but at least you should know how, if I pass the Excel sheets over here, so how this would be working for this. So this one you will be trying to understand. Let me first start with this Apache POI library, and then slowly first we'll implement this, and then we'll implement this, and then we'll come to the data providers. Okay, now first I'll give you few means a few interfaces and these things which we need to learn about this. I'll just give that. Um, there would be some good profiles. Just give me 1 second. I'll open that particular link so that working uh, with Excel in Selenium. Just we'll try to see that this we have been on that day we opened this, but still it would be a little bit confusing. So that's the reason I don't want to try out from there. Uh, there is some site called DevQA. I don't exactly remember for that, but still let's see. Okay, fine. So let me start with here. So I think here this guy also written in the same pattern. Now this is the material from the browser stack. So now if you see here, what is this particular POI? So we are always used to know this. We will be using the POI, right? What do you meant by POI? Means the expansion for this one is poor obfuscation implementation file system. So we will be using the POI, right? So this guy has been named like this. So now we will be using the POI jar files. So what do you meant by POI jar files is, it is nothing but poor obfuscation implementation file system. So this is what called POI jars, which will be using it. And then he will be using a few terminologies here. So now HSF, means, HSSF and XSSF and HPSF and HWPF, and these all these things are few interfaces in the classes which we have been used it. So now what is this particular interfaces in the classes will means the expansion for that one. If you see, that was horrible spreadsheet format. So wantedly he has been just given it for the funniest way. So how we need, we can remember it. So now if you see here all these particular class names, he has been given it like a horrible spreadsheet and horrible property set format and horrible word processing format and XML format and slideshow format. So like this, we has been used it. So really, it's required to all of us to know about these particular the expansions and these all. Probably not, but still, just we need to know about few basic things about this one. So if you see here, so here also he was trying to say that with the help of this particular Apache POI, so we will be trying to implement the .slx and then .xls x and only s also we can implement. So we can take any particular data, so and then we will be passing to this particular library, and this library can read the data and then pass it to the Selenium. So that is where we will be having it. And here he was trying to mention about a few terminologies. What do you meant by workbook, sheet, rows, and cells? So we have been already discussed this one, right? So now means complete, this is workbook, and then this is sheet, and then this is your columns, and this is rows. So already we know about that. There is nothing is required. And here if you see here, he was saying that what are the classes which will be using it, and what are the interfaces we will be using for this one. So if you see here in this particular interfaces, we'll be using the workbook interface, sheet interface, row interface, cell interface. And on these particular interfaces, where we have been implemented these particular things is, so if you see here, we have been implemented these particular classes. So now if you see, both are the classes itself. So now each class will have a specific means specific things to be done for this. For an example, if you see, what is a thing is till 97 to 2003. So these are the classes which we have been used. And if it is after 2007 and the later, then we have been used this particular classes. That's it. That's the only difference. So these are the old classes and these are the new classes which it can be supported. So after 2007, these particular class files will be supported, and before that one, it is from 97 to 2003 excels. So this would, those particular class files would be used. So that is what he has been mentioned over here. And let's jump into the real-time implementation, and then we will see how these things would be working for us. Now, as I told you, in the real-time implementation, we will be writing some class files by default, and then it would be very easier to use that. So if you see the last time implementation and this time implementation, it would be much more easier to get understand for us. I'll come step by step, and then I'll show how we can implement also on this particular aspects. Okay. Now, what I wanted to do is, first I wanted to close all. Okay. Now here we have been written few inbuilt methods we have been written. So now what are the methods which we have been written as? If you see here, we will be these are the methods which we have been written for this. This is our Excel utility class. So this we have been created it to make the things very easier. So now what we will be doing is, if you see here, the first method is get the column number, or means you are trying, means by the name itself you can understand. So what we are trying to do, we are getting the column number and set the file sheet, means which file sheet I need to work on, so that this particular method will try to do it. Get cell data. So now respective to that particular cell, you are getting the data. And get the row data. So complete that, whatever the row we wanted to get, that particular row data with this particular method. And set cell data, means you wanted to write this particular data to that particular cell. So you will be using this particular methods. Now what we have been done is, we have been used the POI libraries. So with the help of, means if you see here, so now we have been taken this particular POI libraries. So with the help of this particular POI libraries, now whatever this POI library is there, on top of this one we have written the Wrapper classes. So Wrapper classes is nothing but Wrapper methods or Wrapper classes. What do you mean by Wrapper classes or Wrapper methods is, it's very simple. The name itself, it was saying Wrapper. So for an example, you wanted to eat a chocolate. So when you wanted to eat a chocolate, you'll have a wafer around it. So you'll remove that wafer and you'll be eating it. So wafer is to have a protection, and then it is easier to use for the ease of use. The same way here also, now we will be means we will be having lots and lots of lines of code. So now what we will do is, we'll combine all these things into a single wrapper function, so that it would be it is very easy to use. Now for an example, now I wanted to use this particular Excel sheet, right? So now what I'll try to do, I'll try to use this particular method, which is a set Excel format. Actually we have been used, whether it is for Mac machine or Windows machine and all. I just commented that particular piece of code which is not required. Now what exactly we wanted to use it. So now if you wanted to use that particular test sheet, now what I need to do is, what we have been done, we kept that particular Excel sheet into this folder. Either you can keep it into your project folder, or you can keep it into anywhere else also. So but as of now, so always whenever we have the test data sheet, or we are passing the test data, we will be keeping that one into our folder structure. Now into this particular folder structure, and I do have a particular package called the resources package. As it's a Maven project, we will be creating it, right? So that's where we created the test data package over here, and we will be having this particular Excel sheet. Now with this particular Excel sheet, what I'm trying to do, I have attached the Excel sheet over here, right? So now I have been given the respective path of that particular Excel sheet. Now what I'm trying to say that is, so I'm setting the path for this particular Excel sheet and saying that from this particular sheet, I'll be fetching this particular data, or anything we'll be saying it. So for this one, I'll be using by default a class which is from the Java. So now this is nothing to do with any other thing. So this is with the java.io. So we do have a class file called file input stream. So file input stream consists of lot of methods. By default it will have it. So means these are the three constructors, and then it can open that particular file, it can read that particular file, it can skip some means the data and whatever the things are available, and it can close. So now with this particular file input stream, so what we will be trying to do is it will be helping to read the particular data or images with the help of this particular class. So this is a by default class which is available in the Java, not from the Selenium, or this is basically from the Java we are trying to do it. Now for this particular class I created an object, and for this one we do have multiple constructors, right? The one of the constructor will accept that from which one it need to read the data. As I told you, this file stream class will help you to read the data or read the image, it will try to do it. So it's a raw data, it will be reading it. So that is what we have been taken into this both. So hope you got it right. So this is the class name, and into this particular class name, so you can see the description. A file stream obtains the number of input bytes from a file system. Okay, depends on the host, and I don't want to confuse with that data. So this will do holistically, this particular class will help us to read that particular means read the data from that particular source. Either it means either it's a raw data or it's a image data. So that will be read it into the byte format. Now this is what we have been done. Now if you see here, so now we have been taken the Excel, we created an Excel file object. So now this is what the Excel file which we have been taken it. Now if you see here, now we do have other classes, right? So now we are using XSSF workbook. Now here, as we have been seen in this particular diagram, so now if you wanted to read that particular workbook, so now we will be using these classes. As I already told, so these HSSF and all these class files are deprecated, because if you wanted to work with the older version of the Excel sheet, we need to use it. In the newer version of Excel sheets, if you are working, you'll be using XSSF. So now if you wanted to play with a workbook, then you'll be using this particular class. And means if you are trying to open a particular workbook, so on the complete control on the workbook, if you wanted to do it, so then you'll be using this particular workbook class. And if you wanted to play with the specific worksheets, because you just consider that in a particular folder I have multiple Excel books are there. In the multiple Excel books, I wanted to play with one Excel book, then I'll be using with the workbook class. And now when I wanted to play with a particular class, means particular sheet file, then if you see here, so this is what our sheet, right? So now if you can be having multiple sheets, but out of this particular multiple sheets, I wanted to play with a particular sheet. So at that point of time, we will be having this particular sheets class. And even we have multiple rows, specific rows we wanted to play around it, and specific cells we wanted to play around it. So these classes will be helpful internally. So now when we see in here, so we have been defined for each and every, so we have been used public and private. Hope so we have taken the class access specifiers. So so according to that, we have been defined that particular objects of this particular class. Now I think I just commented this particular piece of code so that it will not distract us. Okay, so if you see here, so we have been created an Excel book object and worksheet object, cell object, row object, and then we have been defined two integers, which is two variables, which is a row number and the column number. So these are the declarations which we have been set. Now coming back to this particular method, so this object we have been declared on the top. So now if you see for that particular object, so the same declaration which we have been done over on the top of here, if you see here, we have been declared on that particular object declaration, right? So that particular object, so we have this particular constructor for this one, and for this particular class, for this particular class, we need to pass which Excel we wanted to pass it over here. So that particular Excel object we have been passed over here. If you see here, now take it means as we created that Excel object, we have been passed that particular Excel object over here now. And once after this one, for this particular means now what we it have the complete control on this particular Excel book. So now out of 10 workbooks, I'm saying that boss, you take the test data Excel workbook. So now that object we created, and then we pass that particular object here. So now into this particular workbook, now this particular Excel book comes into the picture. Now into this particular Excel book, which sheet I need to get it because it have multiple sheets, right? Sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, like that. And that particular sheet name, so we wanted to call this with this, we will be passing as a parameter for that particular method. Now let's try to implement this one, how we can access this particular sheet, this particular workbook, open and then working. Now I think this is where we have been stopped last time, right? Now rather than having with it in the main method, we will try to write for this. Now what I wanted to do, I wanted to use this particular class methods. Now I'll just take this particular object and how I can access the non-static variables and non-static methods from one class to another class?
Creating object.
By creating the object. So now what I'll be doing it, obj, so obj excel, I'll be taking it. So now new Excel utility, I'll be writing over here. Okay, so everyone understood? So any questions on this one? So what I'll try to do, I wanted to access all those particular methods into this particular class, and then I wanted to use it in your frameworks. Even in our implementation, this is how we will be implementing it. So now as soon as I created the object, now I can see what all the methods are available over here. So now first we will be seeing that we wanted to set that particular Excel sheet, right? So now here we have been access the same method. So as soon as I click this one, it was going to this particular method. Now here already this also we can pass it as a parameter, but wantedly I just remove that particular parameter here and then I can pass it over here. See, for an example, now what I can do, string file path. So now I can take this path and then I can pass this one. If at all I wanted to play with the 10 to 15 Excel books at that point of time, even I can, when I'm calling this particular thing, I can call the Excel book name with the sheet name. So by default, it will be accessed here. Guys, you got it right? Or you want me to show implementation? Yes, no? Okay, so file path. So now if you see here, I'm passing the parameter, right? So now what I can do is I can, I'll do one thing. So first I'll take this one, I'll cut this, I'll paste it here. So now what I need to do, I need to take this particular file path and I'll pass this as a parameter. So now this method become very generic. So now I can play with any particular Excel book. I can play with the sheet. So now let's try to do that. So now here I'll be coming here. Now I need to pass two parameters here. One is, so what are the parameters I need to pass? I need to pass the file path name and even the sheet name. So now what I'll try to do, so I'll come here. So this is what my file path. Okay, so first I'm passing the file path and on which sheet I need to work on. So now let's open that particular sheet. I have multiple sheets over here. So which sheet I wanted to work on. So this is what the sheet I wanted to work on. So user data, I'll be passing this one into the user data. So it's all up to us. So how generically you wanted to written. So I just wanted to show you that. So that's where I hard coded the path. But if you wanted, you can create the methods like this. And here in the set Excel file, so just what we have done, we created an object for this particular class, which we created the utility functions. And for that object, I'm trying to call this particular method. Okay. Now let's what else we can try to do it. Now I set that particular Excel path, and for with this particular object, now I'm trying to access what are the other things are there. I wanted to get some cell data. Okay. So now what it is, I need to pass an integer. I need to pass on this integer. Now I'll be passing this as 0. So now you tell me what data we wanted to do. So if I given the 0, then I'll be, this is my 0th row, and this is my first row. So I'll give the first row. Okay, so I'll try to get the first row, and what is the value? It means 0th column, first column, and then this is the second column. So now, for example, now I have been given with the first row and first column. So I need to print chai 1. So now let's see. I'll be giving it as 1 comma 1. So when I given the 1 comma 1, what it will try to print me? So it should print me chai 1. It should be print for me. Now SYSO. So just I'll be passing this, and I'll copy this particular value into this print state because I wanted to print and see what the values it was printing me, right? So now I'll just write this and then I'll try to execute this particular program. It was printing me shy 1. That's it. Now, if I wanted to print all these things, what I need to do? If I wanted to see now, I just passed this particular value. I wanted to print this. If I wanted to print all these values, then what I need to do?
Loop.
That's it. Just write a for loop, and this is ith value, and then this is the jth value. Iterate it and then print it. Simple. So this is how, see how simple. See now we have been set an Excel book, get cell data, set cell data, whatever the methods you wanted to use now, you see it here. All things are available here. Okay. Now, if you see here, set cell data. Now what we need to do if you wanted to set that particular cell data, now you wanted to set cell data, right? You just go here and saying that object, you need to write this dot set cell data. Now what it was trying to say that what is a value you wanted to do it. So I wanted to keep this particular value. What is the row number you wanted to keep it? 0. Okay, instead of 1, and then I'll keep this one. So now we are working on it, right? So now that's it. It will go and then this set this particular cell data. How it will be setting the cell data? If you wanted to see this particular method, so if you see here in this particular method, they have been used the row object and the cell object. So hope you remember, right? So now whatever we have been created, the cell object and the row object, with this particular objects, they have been created on this all. So you don't need to worry about this because all these methods we have been written it. You can means what I seriously suggest is try to understand this particular thing. So as I explained you now, setting the Excel file sheet name. So now how easy it is to understand. The same way, if you go one by one, so setting the cell data. So how easy it was going to set that, get cell that particular cell data. Now we use this particular method, right? So now it went to that particular sheet. Okay, so the sheet object which we have been created, so which we have been defined here, into that particular sheet object, what it was trying to do, get that particular row number and column number. We are passing the row number and column number here. So now imagine that I got 1 and 1. So now that particular value would be stored into this particular cell, and we are just creating an object for a data formatter. So this particular data formatter, what it will try to do is it will try to format the data which it was means which we got it in this cell. So if you see here, you can see that complete usage of this one. So now if you wanted to see what are the methods that are available here, so just come here and then see how the data formatting it would be done for us. So just now what it will try to do is proper formatting of that particular cell data, means whether we have been read the integers or whatever the data you have been written, means you have been read, get that particular data, because it will come as a raw data. It will convert into the proper data format, and then it will display for us. So for that one, we will be trying to use this particular data formatter class. So with the help of this particular data formatter class, we created an object, and for this particular formatted method, so we are passing it. See now what is a method? So now for this particular object, what we are trying to do, format cell value, we are using the method. So now what that particular method will try to do is, you can read the here. So return the formatted value of cell data as a string regardless the cell type. See, whatever the data type of that particular cell, it doesn't matter for me. I'll return this one as a string, and whatever we have been read through, I'm passing that particular cell data for this particular method, and then I'm storing into a particular string, and I was returning that particular string over here. So which is what we are trying to print. So this is how this get cell data will be created. At the same point of time, so now even if you wanted to do get row data, so now you wanted to iterate it. So at that time, you'll use this particular method. See now this method take the row number as a parameters and the return the data of the given row number. So for that particular row, what are the values we wanted to use it? So that particular data we will be fetching out over here. And the same thing, set cell data. Now we wanted to set a particular value to the cell. So now what value you wanted to set, and what is a row number and what is a column number. So according to that particular row value and cell value, we are going to set particular values to that. So now the same thing, if you have been shown it, right? So the worksheet which we have been created and up. So for that particular worksheet, we have a method called get row, and we are passing that particular row number over here. Now that value will be stored into this row. Now what we wanted to do, we know the row value. Now we wanted to know the column value. So now what we will try to do, that for that particular row object, we will be creating the cell. So now we will be passing the column number, whatever we are passing as a parameter of here. So just we will pass that particular column number over here. Now I have row number, column number. So now I know what is a cell, exact cell value. I need to enter the data. I got that particular cell number. Now if you see here, first what I wanted to check, whether the cell is null or not. So I need to check that particular cell, right? So whether if the cell is null or not. So first I'll be checking that one. So double equal to. So first I was doing that comparative operator. So whether this particular cell is null or not. And then if it is not, means if it is null. So if means what is the condition here we are checking it. If it is null, then you can go and create this particular cell column value and then set that particular value, whatever the value you wanted to set it up, you will be setting that particular value. Else directly set value. So now you will be set that particular value on this. So which file you wanted to use it, so that file path. So even we can pass that one as a parameter over here, but I just changed that particular method name. Hard means I just given the hard coded value, or else if you wanted to change this one, even you can change that. So that's how you will create it. And we have direct method to write into this one, so which is a write method, and then you will open this one and then you will be writing on this. But be cautious when you are trying to write on this particular Excel sheets. Always you should remember that you should close this particular Excel sheet, or else it will create you the problem. So I told you, right, there are few disadvantages with this particular Excel sheets, so that you need to know about it. So now if you see here, so these are by default inbuilt methods will be there. So with this particular default inbuilt methods, you can use it, and then you can write the this is with the help of this particular verify files, you can execute, and then you can see a lot of things which you can do it. Okay. So now any questions on this one? So how to work with this particular Excel sheets? Are we clear with that? Any questions on this? If you see here, now we have been executed, and then we have been set the value for 1 and 1. So it's stored as Java. So now this is what we have been tried, right? So we created an object, we read the data, and then we updated, means we set the cell data as 1. Now wherever you wanted to go, just you can go there, and then you can put it over there. So that much easy is this. Did we got this one? Any doubts, guys? Any questions, doubt? Any questions, guys? Yes, no?
Chris, I have one question.
Yes, please.
So this is for a single sheet, right? So the script will be going to fetch the multiple sheets within the frame of setup.
See
Yeah.
now, it is same now. I told you, right? So now whatever the sheet name you wanted to use it, you'll be giving the sheet name over here.
Okay.
And whatever the Excel book you wanted to have it. So that particular Excel sheet, you'll be giving it over here. Now you have 10 workbooks, or I have 10 sheets. Same workbook, same sheet. You can change that particular sheet name, and then you can try to access that. So whatever the things you wanted. So now this is the refer functions. You means once we got this particular refer functions, I don't think it would be a big challenge for us.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to understand the basics. So how this would be working means what is this classes, as we discussed, and what is this classes, what this class is be used for. So if you know that particular data, then that would be enough. Okay, this is a whole gist of whatever we have been discussed now. So if you go through this particular link, you can have the complete set of details. I'll share this particular file also for with you people, so that it would be much more easier to get understand. So this one and this particular link and the Guru 99 link. If you go through this particular 3 links, you can know very detail about how this Excel works with the point. So those all informations you can know about this. I'll ping you this 3 also in the chat. You can store it. Uh, where is this? Okay, the chat. I think it didn't came. Mm, mm. So now you check it. So now you will be getting these all. Okay, so this is how we will be playing around with the Excel book, reading the data. And as I told you, so this is what the first thing which we have been looked at from the Pile library. So there is another library which is called Philo library. So now exactly the same. So how this particular Philo library will work is, it's also very simple, but few things how to how to work with this one. So just we need to check this. See, now this is what the company name. So Codiad will be uh, the company which they have been developed this one. And then this is what the Excel library which we need to do it. It's very simple. Go to this particular dependency, download this dependency from there, you can add it. So now we do have the Maven repository, right? Go to your Maven repository, and in the Maven repository, you just go here, and in the Maven repository, go here and then search for Philo. You got it in the Philo repository. Now here you'll be taking this and take this particular dependency and add it into your pom.xml file. So once you have been added that particular career Philo, we have been added this, and then update your project. Now this is also ready for you to use this one. Now when you wanted to work or use with this one, why it's throwing error? Okay, now if you see here, now here, this is what the package. Now how to read and then write the Excel, it is also very simple. Now if you see in this, this is what the implementation of this one. See, this is much more easier and then simpler to use it. Now first what we will be trying to do is, there is a Philo class. In for this particular Philo class, we will be trying to create an object for this. Okay, so now which is called the Philo object we created, and the connection class we need to connect. Actually, if you work with the DBs, you will be understanding this one is you can understand this one very easily. So this is how in the JDBC connections. So JDBC means Java database connections, that is called JDBC. So even this is also one of the important thing. When you wanted to connect to your any particular databases, get the data, if you wanted to work with the MySQL and all the things, you will be using this particular JDBC. And Selenium, no way the Selenium is doing these all things. So this is all related to the Java. So with the help of Java, we are doing all. So these are not features from the Selenium at all. Working with the Excel, working with the databases, these all features are available by default in Java. So those things we are trying to use it over here. Now when you wanted to connect to a particular DB, so there you will be establishing a connection, and then you will be destroying the connection, and there's those things all there. So when we talk about the JDBC, we will talk about that. So now here you need to see that I wanted to get connect for this one. So whatever the Philo object which we created, for that one we have the get connection. So the get connection will have this source of file. So this is also same. Now you can pass the parameter as this, and as I passed previously, so now here we are able to get the different file path, right? The similar way you can pass something, the parameter for this particular method, and whatever you wanted to pass it here, which particular Excel book you wanted to read it, so that is a parameter you are passing over here. And then now you're creating a particular query string. So now select star from. So this is a SQL, means just queries you are trying to fill it. So now what is this particular user data is your sheet name. So now for an example, you can write it in this way, that you can give this, and then plus you can give it as a user data, and pass this particular user data as a parameter from the this one. So now the which sheet name you wanted to pass it, which file name you wanted to pass it. So those two parameters you can pass it. Just for your demonstration, I just hard coded the values. Here I have a hard coded the Excel sheet path, and here I have been hard coded the means the sheet name. So you can dynamically change by passing the parameters over here. Now what we will be doing is connection dot execute query. So even these are the methods which we'll be getting it from the MySQL JDBC connections also. Now here we'll be having another class called record set. So these are all classes. If you understand JDBC, this would be much more easier. Means what it was trying to do is it was trying to make this complete Excel book as an Excel book as a DB. So it will treating as the complete Excel book as a DB, and then according to that DB, so it was trying to query and then fetch the data and then trying to print that particular values. Now if you see here what it was trying to do, so it given the Excel book here and given the user, means which sheet I wanted to use it, that sheet, and that particular query it was keeping into as a record set. Now it is very simple that we will be creating a list. So as I was using this particular list, I'll be trying to use that particular list methods, and then I'll be trying to iterate. So now if you see here in this particular Excel book, so I have been quickly done this. So if you see here in this one, I have been given the column name as this column name, and then this one. I wanted to iterate this all, and then I wanted to print all. So this is what I have been trying to do it. So that is what here, if you see it in this particular reader flow. Now, if you want a specific name, means a specific data, there is no need to iterate that. But if you wanted to do the iterate and then print it, so then you can do that. So just I have been written this. What are the methods? See, now we have been taken everything, the query into this RS record set, right? So record set dot get field. So get field is a direct method. So now what the thing you wanted, test case, and then first name, and then the last name. So these are the things which we wanted to have it, and then we would be iterating once again. So now this is what it happened, and then it will start to print me the things. So let me execute this and then show you how this will print me. So now if you see here, so these are my test cases. See, if you see here in the columns, I have been given randomly the test cases, and these things are in a different way. See, now the test cases in the last and the first name and the last. Now how I have been read through this one is, so first I given the test case name, and then second I have been given the first name and then last name. It printed me in the same way, first name, the test case name, the first name, and the last name. So we have changed this one to Java, right, in the previous thing, so that it has been changed. If you see here the test case name, so we are trying to print, that is what we are trying to print, right? So RS, which we created the record set, so record set dot get field. So now I need this particular field, and I wanted to this field, and then even I wanted this field. So now these are all things which it has been printed for me now. And once after this printing that, I wanted to have a specific cell data, means the specific data. Now what I'll try to do, so means a cell value. So by default they have a get method where you need to pass the index for this one. So that is what they wanted to show you here. First name of the sixth row. So now in the first name of the sixth row, what it was there, so it was trying to print me that a Chris 8 value is there. And what is the total count of this particular row? So now the total count, so by the getting this one rs dot get count, so it was printing me the count of this one. So now how many rows we do have it in the Excel sheet? If you see here, 9 rows it has been taken. So it excluded the okay, so okay, it might be taking the 0th index, and then it was saying that it has been taken the this particular values. I'll confirm you on this one. I do have a small question that whether it concluded this from 2 to 10, or it included this one and it's taking it from the index. I'll quickly check and then I'll keep you posted on this one. I'll just see that. So now that is what, how many records were there. So immediately it has been printed for me. So now if you see here, how easy to get the cell data, and then how easy to print the all the values, even either in the order or which is not in order. So just we can get it, either we can get a single value, or either you can get all the values from that particular thing, and then we can use it. So this is how philo record, I mean the philo file will be used. And actually here we didn't for the just explanation we have been written the code, not the Vreffer functions we have been written for this. All these things also will be written into the Vreffer functions, and then it can be taken and then it can be printed out. Okay, so what is with the help of this one, what we can do is we have the direct methods for this. So now for example, if you see here the record set move to the last, so just we will go to the last row and then we wanted to print this. So now that is what it happened. So these all things easily you can do it, and what they have been done. So once you open the connection, you need to close that particular connections. So when we are discussing about the finally keyword we discussed, right? So this is how the connections would be closed. So that's how this particular Philo library will help us to read the data and then print that particular data. Write the data also, it is same. So we have the direct method to get that particular cell value and then write that particular data on this. Okay, so this is all about using the Philo library and then Apache POI library. So if you have any particular questions or anything, you can ask me now.